Hello and welcome to Kit's Photography. I'm Kit from Bremac Photography here in sunny South Australia. Welcome to my channel. Hello and welcome to this episode of Kit's Photography. I'm Kit, the photographer from Bremner-macdonald Photography here in sunny South Australia. Now, not so sunny today here at Adelaide Zoo. That's not Monarto Zoo, it's Adelaide Zoo in the city. Let's go and look at some animals. These rock wallabies enjoying a scratch in the sun. Adjusting some of the tones and sharpness of a photograph can really make a difference. This is the native Australian quokka, which has become famous because of its smile. Because it was early in the morning, the kangaroos were having a bath. I really felt like black and white today, so many of my photographs turned out like this. Producing some harsh colours really does bring out the emotion in the photographs. This is a very, very happy Tasmanian devil. They have a reputation for being savage beasts, but really they are actually quite cuddly. I wouldn't put my hands near them though. This one thought it was around feeding time, and so was very excited to see me in my big camera as I went past. The keepers leave boxes and other things to excite the animals to allow them to have some entertainment. The keeper is trying to entice these emperor tamarin monkeys onto the scales to weigh them. Clearly, they're much more happy having fun. The otters have a new baby, and if you're very, very quiet and creep up slowly, you can get to see it. This is a ball of Madagascan lemurs, keeping together on a cool winter morning. Again, a black and white photograph really suited this. Just a quick view of the nocturnal exhibits. So I've been around to quite a few places. Today I'm not doing too much filming because there are quite a few people around. It's pretty loud, lots of kids, which is fantastic. But I found a secluded place right now, and it's next to some pelicans who are being quite vocal. But Adelaide Zoo today really is fantastic. It's such a beautiful day for it. Because it's cold, there aren't so many people, but the animals are having a wonderful time. I'm just watching some pelicans behind you swimming around in circles, which is really lovely. Now, they've made the zoo here a really wonderful delight for the animals. There are these wonderful, wonderful tunnels that monkeys can run through and apes can run through, which is really great to allow them to feel more natural and running through the trees and things like that, which is just really, really good. And it's just you've got to come down to Adelaide Zoo. It's just fantastic. Now we come to the reptile house with tortoises, turtles, snakes, frogs and all sorts of other reptiles. And now some happy goats. We enter the bird enclosure now. This is a lyrebird hunting for grubs. With the lyrebird, a striking photograph of an Australian echidna. Now we come to the water bird enclosure. Now we're through the water birds, we come to the Galapagos tortoises. They graze grass in such a slow fashion. Now we come to the ever so playful meerkats. Meerkats are very, very photogenic, as you can see. They are always so inquisitive and stare down the barrel of the camera. Here they are, chasing after a nut. Always looking at the camera. Standing tall and looking for predators. Here we see an orangutan with its keeper. These images really say a lot. The tigers are usually hard to see at Adelaide Zoo, but this time they're up and about. But not really up. We come to some spotted hyenas now. These are a similar species to those at Monarto, but are much, much smaller. Now we come to a mandarin duck. Its beautiful colours really come out in this photograph. Birds really are my favourite to photograph because they have so much personality. Now a quick sighting of a pygmy hippopotamus. Try saying that quickly 3 times. There really is so much to do around the centre of Adelaide here, especially in the zoo. So there's restaurants, there's places for kids, wonderful playgrounds here at the zoo for children, and it's a great day out for the whole family. Memberships are great as well, so for around the $100 mark you get a year's membership, which is great. You can go as many times as you want, and once you've been 3 times it pays for itself, which if you're like me, you like taking photographs of animals, then you can go again and again and again, and it pays for itself very, very quickly indeed. And now a red panda feasting on its breakfast. These animals are great to photograph because their colours contrast so much from the background. We now come to the pandas, who are definitely enjoying a relax in the sun. I hope you've enjoyed the first part of this episode about Adelaide Zoo. Now I'm heading off to the Botanic Gardens. So that's just across the way from the zoo, and it's pretty spectacular. There's some amazing plants there. Because it was part of the Adelaide University, same as the zoo, it's a really, really wonderful botanic gardens with some pretty rare and very interesting plants. So many bats. So very many bats. These are Australian native fruit bats, which are active during the day. So behind me here are the Moreton Bay figs, which were planted in 1866. They're absolutely massive, and they produce this beautiful canopy here, which is truly lovely. It's so peaceful and quiet, and just it's a wonderful place to come and visit here at the Adelaide Botanic Gardens. So the interesting thing about this tree just here is that people actually lived in here. This is a house. This is something where people would have lived in this area here for hundreds of years. That's Indigenous Australian people, which is really wonderful that it's been preserved here just like this so that we can remember that they did live here. So I'm standing here now in front of a really, really special tree. It's called the ribbon gum. And the thing that makes it special are these little holes just here. Now these holes are burrowed by an insect called a witchetty grub. Now what happens is somebody comes past with a little spear, straight in there, pull out a great big fat grub, and you've got yourself a delicious meal. Fantastic. When photographing something like this ribbon gum here, it's really important to take in the different colours and the different shades of the bark and the wood and all sorts of things like that. So what I'm going to do, I've got my Sigma 50mm 1.4 lens on here, and I'm going to put it on aperture priority because it's pretty easy then. It saves a whole lot of time and I can still get a great shot. And you can try the same thing. So let's have a look at getting a photograph here. A contrast-filled black and white really suits this kind of photograph. And on the way out of the Botanic Gardens, I came across this spectacular sculpture. Well, thanks for joining me this time on Kids Photography here at Adelaide Zoo. It's been a really good day of photography, a really good day to see the animals, not too many people, and the weather's actually been pretty good. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.